Hmm. Hello friends, today we are going to complete remaining topics of enumeration, autoboxing and annotation. We were starting with annotation, basics of annotation. Now in this part we will cover the third last topic, that is annotation completely. So now we have seen one reflection example. We will see one more reflection example in this video. My method in the previous example was having no parameters. When get method was called, only the name my method was passed. But to obtain a method that has parameters, there can be a situation like a method can require a parameter. So in that case, you must specify class objects representing the types of those parameters as arguments to get method. Okay. So to get method, what you will pass? Class object representing the types of those parameters. For example, we will see one more example of this. Here, retention policy runtime is given, interface my annotation. Two values are given, string and value. So now, my annotation is having two parameters, two arguments, two parameters, and value is equal to 90. String is initialized to two parameters and value is equal to 90. And in my method, we are passing these values to method. Then we are creating the object of class meta, and to get the object of that particular class of which we have to get the information or metadata about, we will first acquire its object. So how you acquire the object? Using the get class method, and it will be stored into class object. Now c.get method, which method I have to access? My method. And then string.class int.class. Okay, so two parameters I am passing. First parameter is of type string, second parameter is of type int. Then m.get annotation, my annotation dot class. Which annotation I am acquiring? Annotation. So I am passing this annotation to this. Then output annotation dot string, annotation dot value. Here in this case, string is what we have initialized with two parameters, and value is what? Value is 90. And in method we are passing test and 10. The output from this version is 2 parameters and 90. My method takes a string parameter and int parameter. To obtain the information about this method, get method must be called as shown here. My method string.class int.class. So this is very important line you have to understood. This will return you the method. Which method? My method, and two parameters of what data type? String and int. And here the class objects representing string and int are passed as additional arguments. Okay. Now we will see how to obtain all annotations. You can obtain also all annotations that have runtime retention that are associated with an item by calling get annotation on that particular item. It has its general form: annotation, get annotation. It will give you the annotation array, and in that annotation array you will be having all the annotation in your program. It returns the array of annotation. Get annotations can be called on objects of type class, method, constructor, and field. Okay, so four types are allowed in get annotation method. Which types? Class, method, constructor, and any field. Now we will see one more example. Annotation and reflect classes are imported. Then retention policy runtime, string and value. Then interface what? So this annotation is created. Then interface what? String description. What? Description and annotation test class. My annotation string is equal to meta2 and value is equal to 99. Okay. So two annotations are created. First is my annotation. The second is what annotation. What have description initialized with an annotation test class, and second is initialized with meta2 value is equal to 99. Now class meta2, in what we are doing in this class, description and annotation test method. This will be having one method called my method, and string is equal to testing, value is equal to 100. Now we will create the object of this class meta2, and we will get the class object using get class method. And To get all annotations, we have the method provided, that is get annotation. This will give me the array of annotation. It will have all annotations. I have two annotations of this class. First annotation is my annotation and second annotation is what annotation. So this will give me two annotations. One annotation, first annotation is my annotation and second annotation is what annotation. Now all annotations for meta 2. For all annotation A, I am iterating through annotations. Okay, so annotation is annotation object is created and this will be iterated, and annotation array is passed to iterate one by one. All indexes are stored into this A, and this will be printed using system.out.println. Now display all annotations for my method. Method m is equal to object.get class get method my method. So I am acquiring here my method and it will be stored in method m. Now annotations is equal to get annotations. Okay, so for my method I am acquiring annotations here. Or get class dot get annotation will give me the annotations for the particular class, and this will give me the annotations for particular method, that is my method. So m dot get annotations will give me the annotations for method. Okay, so all annotations for my method here, those are iterated using the same way. Or for annotation A will be having the particular index, like for we use for loop, like integer I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. In that case, I will be used to iterate through the for loop. Here in this case, A will be used to iterate like I, and for I is less than array dot length. So this array is nothing but annos. Okay. So in from annos array, one by one all indexes will be taken and its annotation value will be displayed using system.out.println. And if no such method my method is found in your class, then may no such method exception will be caught over here and output will be method not found. Here I have to just call my method, and annotation for meta2 class, description and annotation test class, and my annotation string meta2 value is 99. Why it has displayed like this? Because for the annotation for particular class, I have initialized with the values and annotation test class meta2 and 99. And for this second way, is method description and annotation test method and string testing value is equal to 100. So this value I have initialized for the particular method. Okay, so what description is an annotation test method, and my annotation string testing value is equal to 100. So initialized values are different for this one and this one, so they are displaying the different values. Now the program uses get annotations to obtain array of all annotations associated with the meta2 class and with the